my presentation, The Battle of Appomattox by Josh Wakefield. This battle was held on April 9th, 1865, was held at the Courthouse National Historical Park, and casualties were light, like 260 deaths from the Union and 440 from the Confederacy. The location of this battle was held in Virginia, which was fought right by the Appomattox Courthouse. The generals of this battle were Robert E. Lee and Ulysses S. Grant. Robert was the leader of Northern Virginia, and Ulysses was the Union. During the battle, Lee surrendered to Ulysses. This was because he thought he had no chance to win this war and didn't want more soldiers dying. This battle would be different for most because it ended early by Robert E. Lee surrendering to Ulysses S. Grant. During the battle, Lee had 28,000 troops and Ulysses had 63,000. Lee's soldiers came from up north and ranged from ages of 18 and 45, and Ulysses' soldiers came up from the south side and were ages from 18 to 30 years of age. The Battle of the Appomattox Courthouse was the Army Northern Virginia's final battle. Also was the beginning of the end of the American Civil War. It followed a 10-month battle of Petersburg and concluded General Robert E. Lee's retreat during the Appomattox campaign. After a long night and days of marching, Lee and the Army of Virginia made a camp just east of the courthouse. General Ulysses S. Grant sent a letter on April 7th following confrontations between their troops and suggesting Lee to surrender, but Lee did not at the beginning, and Ulysses was not happy. Early in the morning on April 9th, Confederate John B. attacked. They cleared the railroad, but unable to make further progress. Lee did not know what to do and was stuck. He had been forced to surrender. He sent a reply to Ulysses S. Grant and saying he wants to give up. When generals saw it, they put truce flags along the lines and no fighting was allowed. When soldiers saw it, they stopped the fighting. They then went to the courthouse and settled things there. Casualties for the Battle of the Appomattox were light, with only 260 deaths to the Union and 440 for the Confederacy. In the final engagement, Robert E. Lee and his army had failed. General Lee, the man who had given up and have waved the white flag to Ulysses S. Grant. He didn't know what to do during the battle, so he thought nothing better to do than just surrender. Lee states, "I suppose there's nothing left to do besides go see General Grant. He has fully given up to this point and knows he needs to wave the white flag." At the end of it all, at the end of the battle, Ulysses S. Grant won and General Lee lost. Effects were very little, by only losing about 700 soldiers altogether. This was also a new beginning of the end of the Civil War, because there was no more fights in America, so this was a major turning point. 3 interesting facts about the battle. This was held in Virginia, right next to the Appomattox Courthouse. Number 2, there was only about 700 deaths before Lee surrendered. And 3, this was one of the final battles of the Civil War. Then we're excited. The end.